Recently bought my dream house. Boyfriend now wants children. Hey everyone, welcome back to Childfree for Life. Don't forget to subscribe to be a for lifer. All I wanted since I was a little girl was to own a beautiful old home and have a few pets. I wanted to be like the aunts from Practical Magic, but without the kids. My boyfriend of almost 6 years knew of my dream to own a house such as this and encouraged me to follow it. It has taken years of hard work and I'm so happy that I'm finally able to achieve this dream. So, I recently bought a beautiful Queen Anne home from 1875. 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, very spacious, lovely fireplace in the living room, and one other room which I am turning into a study or library. Beautiful wood floors and original stained glass. It's gorgeous and everything I've ever dreamed of. Anyways, I'm planning on renovating the home. It had been modernized a bit throughout the years and I wanted to make it look as original as possible. Plus, I'm making a lot of the bedrooms into other things, like my future study or library. I was going over the plans with my boyfriend, specifically about how one of the upstairs bedrooms near the master room will be my vanity room. Suddenly, he said he thinks we shouldn't go to a bunch of trouble fixing up the place as much and turning the bedrooms into places kids can't live. I was so shocked and confused. I thought he was child-free too. And I have told him many times that I do not want children. Birth scares me, and children are extremely expensive. I am way too selfish to have children. I love the freedom of not having kids. I asked him what he meant, and he said that if we decided to have children one day, he wanted to have plenty of bedrooms, plus rooms for guests. And in his exact words, he said, "So no vanity room for you." Excuse me? Who bought this home? Me, not him. He never even put a penny into this house, which is perfectly fine. This is my dream after all. He just so happens to be here too. It just felt like betrayal. We have been having a few issues with our relationship recently. I tried my best to work it out, and maybe he was thinking that if we had kids, it would fix it. A few months back, he was told me he was interested in polyamory. I really didn't know what it was, and I am very open-minded, but I just can't do that. I didn't know if it was his way of saying he wanted to see other people or if he was getting bored of me. He never mentioned it before. I told him I can do whatever I want to the house since it's mine and I am not having children. Then he said he'd never marry me. He knows that I've been wanting to get married for a while now. Felt like such a lowball threat, as if I owe him something. I got really emotional and upset after he said that. This happened on New Year's Day, and he said he'd go stay with his mom for a few days. He's coming back tomorrow. I've been trying to process everything. It really hurts so much. We've been together for a long time now, and I feel like something else is going on, and this is all just a huge excuse on his part. Last year was hard on both of us, and we grew very distant from each other. He has become so cold towards me. My friends have encouraged me to gather strength and to break up with him once he returns tomorrow. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm extremely nervous. Afterwards, I'm thinking of going and adopting a dog so that I don't feel alone. It would also make me feel more secure. I was planning on trying to adopt a fur baby this year anyway. I really need words of encouragement. Honey, you need to break up with him. He tried to tell you you could not do what you wanted to your home. He tried to manipulate you by taking marriage off the table. He changed his mind on having kids. Your future is no longer together, and that is okay. But you cannot continue down the road of life going in different directions. Exactly. And I don't think there is much OP could do about that. OP might want or have wanted to, but her partner clearly doesn't. OP. To me, it sounds like he hasn't been happy with his life in quite a while, and he comes up with the easiest solutions he can think of. Not happy in a relationship? Add more people. Can't find purpose in life? Have kids. Sounds like this is really more about him than you. So please don't beat yourself up over this. Instead of having the balls to break up with you, he pulls all kinds of things to drive you away from him and break up with him eventually. This has happened to me before. And I agree with your friends. I personally think that's what you should do. After reading this, I don't think this relationship can be saved as there's not much left to save, as sad as it is. But on a sunnier note, OP, I'm convinced the right child-free person is out there for you. I know this is very hard and difficult to navigate, but you sound like a strong person. You'll get through this and come out much happier and confident the other end. I would really like to know what the deal is about when a woman buys herself a dream house. I've done it twice now, and both times were the beginning of the end of a marriage and of a 2.5-year dating situation. In my past marriage, there was a lot in play, but as the breadwinner, I purchased our dream house. Actually, it's more of my ex's dream house versus mine. Once we moved in, my ex took very little pride in it and left me to do most of the housework or yard work, all while working the corporate gig, while he stayed at home and fiddled around in his studio. After my divorce, I started dating someone who previously was a friend. He knew I was adamantly child-free and didn't know what he wanted one way or another, or wasn't willing to be honest with himself. He was also a terrible communicator, and at one point during the summer had made a comment about a house for sale he noticed on a run. I took that as an opening to suss out what that might look for us, and it was an impossible conversation because he was so wishy-washy and didn't like thinking about it, let alone talking about the future. Anyway, when I found my dream house or property, I went for it. Sold my house the day it listed for over asking price. It was a week after I moved in that our relationship tanked for good. It was just a matter of time and I couldn't be happier. The whole "so no vanity room for you" comment made me bristle. My ex-husband said something similar to me about a couch purchase when things had already started going downhill for that. And I basically told him to go pound salt. It was my money that was being used to buy it, and it wasn't something he could have been sitting on a whole lot anyway. Between that comment, the future kids, and being crappy about marriage, you gotta cut your losses. If you do marry this man, chances are he's gonna try to force the kid issue even harder. He doesn't respect you, and if he wants kids and you don't, you're not compatible. One thing after being single now for the longest time in my life is a relief I have that I don't have to put up with this kind of crap anymore. Update. So, I called him to formally let him know that he can pick up his stuff tomorrow between 1 and 5 p.m. and that we are done. I have friends spending the night with me tonight and for the next few days so that I'm not alone. I'll also be following the advice from people here. I'm going to call the police, non-emergency number, tomorrow to be on standby when he gets his crap. My friends will be there for moral support and help him move his stuff. I also will be changing the locks even though he doesn't have a key, just to be safe. He's at his mom's home and apparently the call was on speaker because I could hear his mom in the background calling me a selfish bee. She has always hated me ever since the day I told her I was not having any kids. She's not getting a single grand goblin out of me. I don't really like confrontation and I get very anxious when it comes to speaking up for myself, but I know I need to do this and I will not let this man-child think he can just threaten me. I know my worth. He confessed to me that he had been dating girls behind my back and poking holes through protection to try and get me pregnant. Thank God I'm on birth control. And that really was the last damn straw. I am so freaking angry. I told him to pack up his crap tomorrow and to leave me alone from now on. What the absolute frick? He so desperately wants to knock you up, he's willing to coerce you, but he's cheating on you? Who the hell does he think he is? I'm glad this happened right as you were moving in so you can build great memories of your dream home without him. Just don't follow practical magic too closely and bury him in the backyard. Ew. Why be with someone like that? He's trying to manipulate you with threats of no marriage, thank each lucky star you have, and is trying to tell you what and what not to do in your own house. I dumped him yesterday. You need to do that ASAP. Send him a text and leave his crap outside on the porch. In my honest opinion, he doesn't even deserve a face-to-face breakup. He's not worthy of that. He changed a lot last year. We met in college 7 years ago. We were friends for a while, then started to date. I really don't know what happened, but I assume it's just the pressure of getting older and not having everything together, plus pressure from his mom to have kids. Once he suggested, when I first looked at my house in person, that his mom could move in and take care of the house for us. He's shown signs of being jealous too. And the stress of COVID? I broke up with him tonight, and for all I care, I don't need another reason as to why he changed. I deserve better.